Hello, thank you for joining me today, and I'd like to make one of these new ink colors for the 2020-2022 ink colors. These right here, so you have your Bumblebee, your Magenta Madness, your Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, and Cinnamon Cider. That's the colors of the new ink colors. And this card, of course, is the Cinnamon Cider. And the envelope to match, and these all come from the Memories and More card pack. And then this is the stamp set I'll be using. I want to show you how to make your own little DSP. You can make an 8x11 sheet or however small you need. I'm just going to do half a sheet today, or just start it to show you what I mean by your own DSP. Then here are the cards, the Memories and More card pack. So it's the Flowers for Every Season, Memories and More. I'm going to use those, and that is this whole pack right here. You get the 4x6 cards, you get the 3x4 cards, you get a bunch of stickers that you can use as well. Paper. Okay, but that's about it for what I'm going to use in the catalog. So this is our card, and I'm going to use this embossing folder. It's called the Meadow Moments embossing folder. So you get a pack of 2 in the catalog, and one is like, you could use it that way and on your paper and just put it on the bottom, or you could use it on the side. And then this one I'm using today is like leaves and flowers and butterflies. Right, so I'm going to set that aside for now, and we'll do that in a moment. So what you need is one of your card bases and a piece of Whisper White, and that is 3 inches by probably 3 inches, as long as good enough. Then I used a small piece of my DSP that I made. I'll show you that in a second. Then you need about a 1 inch by 3 inch piece, maybe 3.5 inch for your sentiment, because you're going to make it smaller when you cut it with the punch. And we used the Lovely Label Punch. I think this is called, I think it's Lovely Label Punch, right? And I punched these also out with the label punch. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. And I think that's about it for the card. But I'm going to use this one with Cinnamon Cider. I'm going to use Bumblebee this time on this card. So what you'll need, let's do our DSP first. We'll put this aside for the moment. And I have all my stamps ready to go. And this is the stamp set. It's a clean rubber, clean stamp. And I'll show you how I do this. I just line them all up. Oops. And take my colors, and I open all these up. And sometimes I just do one per, that way I don't get mixed up. So I might do that still. I'm just going to open them up, and I have the colors on the insides as well, so I can see what they are, because sometimes they don't look like what the color is. And that is that one. So I also have the label on the fronts and on the sides too. So anyways, let's take our piece of, I'm using half a sheet of paper, your 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to use green, Just Jade. So we just want to stamp in a few places. Don't need too much, just a bit. And you can like turn it around where you want it. Right, and that'll do for that right now. Then if you want to do another leaf, what you can do, oops, let's get a scrap. Do I have a scrap? Yeah, I can use a piece of paper. I have scrap paper here. So if we want to do another green, we can stamp it off and then do another shade of green. So just stamp it off and do another green, right? Problem with this is sometimes I forget, but nobody would notice, only me. So, right, so there's like enough leaves, let's put that aside. Now how about we'll do this in pink, in the magenta madness. Right, we'll do a flower. And how about one there? And maybe one there. Just twist and turn your little pieces about. Then how about a leaf in cinnamon cider or bumblebee. I'll do a yellow leaf. We'll think it's fall, even though it's almost winter. It is so cold, and I live in Florida. It was 28 degrees here this morning in Florida. I was like, oh my goodness. So let's take some of the brown cinnamon cider, and we'll just put a few little dabs. Oops, I dabbed. I shouldn't have done that. I should just push down. But we can avoid that piece, right? So just keep going until you're satisfied with it. Let's do, how about some blue? We'll add some blue, a little bit of blue. You don't want to overlap anything. You don't really want to take a mask and have to go through the trouble of that. So let's just put a few wherever. There we go. All right, so we just have a dash of blue in there as well. So it gives you what I'm talking about, making your own designer series paper. And I have one already done here with the stamps already. So it's basically the same thing. And then we're going to take a piece of this. Let me show my blocks up, my stamp pads up right now. Because I have the fan going above me and it dries out my ink pads quickly. So I just uploaded a video in my new craft room. So if you haven't seen it, go back one video and check it out. And I need a cutter for that. Right, I have to get off my high stool. And I'll just use this. And all I'm going to do is cut a 3-inch wide piece, right? And then maybe 2.5 or 2. Yeah, a 2-inch piece should be big enough. Now you can use the rest of your DSP for the same kind of card, or you can use different ones. Like I said, I'll show you some I've done at the end. So that's going to be this piece. Then you will need a piece of white cardstock, and this measures, let me see, I can do it here, 4 1/4 by probably 3. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 3. Okay, for that. And what we're going to take, and we're going to emboss it with that embossing folder. And through the magic of video, I have that done already. Now this is probably too long because we just need it to cover our hair, like so. You don't really need it that big. You could probably use 3 inches of that and save the other piece if you like. If not, just put it on there. But anyway, let's do that. We can put it on here, and I'm going to use this stamp and seal. Oops. Just put some on there. This is strong tape. And put it in the middle. And then we're going to do the bottom part too. Just cover it up. So now we're going to take a piece of Whisper White, and we're going to do the edging as well. So let me take a piece of Whisper White, and again we need to cut this off. So what I'll do is I'll just cut it about 1 inch. Right? And we can stamp our sentiment on it. And what I was going to use, and I didn't pull it out, let me see. How about just heartfelt? We can give it to somebody who's having a hard time, or you want to just send a really nice message to somebody on the inside. You can give them some heartfelt thoughts on the outside. I'll fit on this little one. That'll do. Now I want to do this probably in, I'll do it in cinnamon cider. It gives it a little bit darker, makes it darker. So tap, 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 and let's put it on here. It's cool. And then we'll just take our punch, our lovely label punch, and you have two to choose from, and I like this one, so I'm going to use that. And we put it in. Oops. And look at the back, make sure it's kind of even, and snap it off. And flip it around. Oops. Slide it in. There we go. I can't get it even. There we go. Good enough. Good enough, right? So there's our heartfelt. Could probably cut a little bit off of that, but oh well, I've made it now. And how I did the other pieces was I took one of the little cards that is in the Memories and More card pack. Let me show you. This is your stickers. So you get flowers, bows, and then you get words and little flowers and stuff as well. And I have 2 sets here, I think, or maybe 3 sets. I love these things. More flowers and more words. Yeah, flowers and words. That's what you get for those. That's in here. I think you get 2 of each. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. Then you get your little cards, and then your big cards. So all I'm going, and the pretty cards, you could just make a card with these alone or those alone, which I have done on many occasions. But I took this one out of there because I want this to color. I want it to just contrast. And I've cut that off, then I cut that off, then I cut these 2 off. So that gave me these. So now I have 4 of those. And I put that in my little cutter, like so. Let me show you here. I slide it in here. They're about a ½ inch, so they fit nicely just in there. And you make sure it's in the middle, and you just snap that little edge off. And then again, snap that little edge piece off. And you probably only need about 5 of these. So that will make 5 right there. Then you just take you a pair of scissors and you cut it in half. Or however, it doesn't have to be exactly half. You're going to cut it again anyway. So that gives me 3 edges, and that gives me 5, right? So let's put these aside for now, and I'll show you what we did with this. All right. So now I'm going to take some tape and put it across the bottom, and I just want this to be, how about I put it there, about even with that. Now just make these all about even. Right there. And oh, maybe just one more. Okay, and there. Right, so then when you turn it over, you have just that little fringe on the bottom. Trim off the extra piece, oops, like so. So it only took 4, that's a smaller label. And we're going to put that on there with dimensionals. Let me get some dimensionals here. So we'll just take 3 dimensionals. Take off the backs, and you can dress this up however you like. You can add gems, you can add a bow or ribbon, stamp the inside, and I mean it's just a really quick and easy card. So let me see if I can find my other cards, what I did with them. Yeah, they are. Hmm? That's my extra envelopes. I was going to show you my other cards. Right. They have to be over here in this mess. Alright, there they are. Okay, so I made one like in each color. Not the same things, but I have, like I made that one. Then in the bumblebee, I made this one. And all I did was sponge the edge of a white paper. And that measured 4 by 5 1/4. And put a circle and some flowers I cut out by hand. And did a circle with leaves, right? So that was another one. Do I have it on the inside? Oh, it's inside the thing. Then that is just a base card of just over 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. No, 4 3/8. Just over 4 1/4. And then I put one of the little 3 by 4 cards on it. One of the blue ones. And then this one, I just cut out and stamped all the little labels, and I used this label punch part here for the behind. And then this one, I don't know about you, but I use a lot of these grid papers, especially in my classes, and they're thin. They're not thick like cardstock. So if you have like scrap make, glue them all on one of these sheets. Maybe, you know, like that much of a sheet. And then cut it up. It's a used sheet. And use it for my cards. And that's what I did here. I cut them up and used them. Let me show you what here. Like this is these grid papers on the back, see? And I just put that side of the paper and the opposite side on. So I switched them and I just made different, it was one big sheet and I cut it up into bits. And then I just cut it out with the label thing. And I put some of the words from the Memories and More cards and some of the flowers. So that's all that one is. So you can make so many cards with just the Memories and More kits and the cards. And if you don't have the cards, you can buy a bundle pack of the in color designer paper or cardstock. What paper? The cardstock of each color. You can get a pack of 20, I think it's 2 or 4 of each color. And you can make your cards out of this. You don't have to have this set. You want to buy a whole pack of the cardstock and make a lot more. Because these come in a pack of 10 with the envelopes. And these, you could just use our white envelopes and maybe stamp on here. Or take your bigger piece than this and do an envelope with it. Or put it inside the envelope. It's just a piece of cardstock, right? And you could use scrap. You don't even have to use a whole half a sheet. But I like using up scrap pieces of paper. And that's where I get a lot of my ideas from for those little bits. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's card, which was that one, and that was the sample. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great evening. I can't believe I got 2 videos done in a few hours. So I'm on a roll. I haven't done them in a while because hubby's been sick, had surgeries, recuperating, and he's doing much better. So I'll be back. Thank you for watching. Good night. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment and click like. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.